that's leaking.
Making water!
Today our goal is to take that water and turn it into this water.
I'm not gonna drink mine. We just dipped this out of the ocean, and you don't want to drink ocean water. It's not a good idea. But you can turn ocean water into drinking water, which is pretty amazing, and it's with the use of a water maker. Now, you guys know that we bought this boat, we rebuilt it, it's been this whole thing with the goal in mind. What's inspired us is to get out to the islands, remote places, clear water, spearfishing. Can you visualize that?
And not have to go to a dock, not have to go to a marina, not have to, maybe groceries, that's probably it.
Yeah, we want to get out there and stay out there, and we'll spearfish and eat rice.
Yes, and make water.
And make water.
And today we're going to finish that. Yep. We are going to finish the install of our water maker so we can have unlimited water that tastes delicious.
And is always available for us.
Forever.
Anywhere in the world.
It's 3 in the morning. Jay just woke up and reminded me that I haven't been filming or vlogging. Or sleeping. Everything's kind of temporary wired. All I have to do now is plug in the product hose and see what happens. Think it'll leak? I think it'll leak.
The sun's rising.
It is rising. Just the low pressure. Oh.
It's leaking everywhere.
Is that hose not pushed in all the way to you? Try it again. That big pump isn't running yet. Kind of checking for leaks as we go. So we found however many leaks that was. Okay, should we try turning on the big pump?
Before we can turn on the big pump, we need to thank Surfshark for being a consistent and honestly amazing sponsor of our channel and all of our projects that we've been doing. Surfshark is a VPN, and VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. They're basically a modern defense mechanism against people who are scammers or hackers, and they're trying to engage in this virtual warfare against people like us, get our information, get our money through the internet. And so what VPNs do, what Surfshark does, is it will mask our IP address and encrypt all of our data. So even if these, bad guys on the internet were able to access our information, it would all be so encrypted that it's unreadable.
And one of the best things is that with Surfshark, we can have unlimited devices with our one account. So we can have one cell phone streaming a YouTube video on how to install Watermaker while we're uploading a YouTube video on another phone, and then we can be watching Netflix on a laptop. And while we're on Netflix, because of Surfshark, we can even change what country we're in so we can watch some show that's maybe only shown in France and change our location to France. It's pretty epic.
They give a clean and simple 30-day money-back guarantee, and right now you can get 83% off with 3 extra months for free by clicking the link below. It's an awesome way to show our sponsors some love by just clicking that link, and when you get over there, don't forget to use the code EVANS to let Surfshark know that you're part of the Expedition Evans Let's Pack. And once again, thank you to Surfshark, because having them around eases the pressure enough that we can be focused on pressurizing our water maker and seeing if it leaks.
So that's leaking with like 5 psi.
Oh.
We need to be able to get up to 800.
That's gonna explode.
Our finger loose, I guess. Fun sound effects.
Time of truth.
Oh, no, I gotta turn the inverter.
Inverter is on.
I may have wired something wrong. Okay, figured out the problem. In the instruction manual, it tells you to make sure that you have them twisted together, T2, T4, T5, and 3, 8, and 1. It came all twisted together, and I assumed that they had twisted them together correctly.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Okay, that's the boost pump.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
See any leaks?
Not so far. So, did it make water?
I don't know.
2 more leaks right here.
Well, this white hose wasn't in all the way. It's possible it was actually just that one.
That means we're making water. Good morning. I am awake now and Brett's asleep. He crawled into bed at like 8:30 and he is out like a brick. But he got so much done. The water maker's pretty much there. I think about an hour tops of troubleshooting and we'll be making water. It is taking everything in me not to just finish it up, but I just can't take that moment away from him. So we'll do it together once he wakes up. And I just woke up with a lot of art in my head, so I'm gonna get to work on that. Grab my sketchbook, work on some of my concepts. It's not something I really talk about much with you guys, but one of these days it'll all come out and you'll see what I've been working on, what I've been thinking about for years. So I'm gonna go in on that, but first I've gotta get the clutter. Look who woke up. Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for putting the house back together. Our friends that we met at the marina just came to tell us that there was a mooring ball available next to them. So I think we're gonna go snag it so we can get out of this anchorage.
This anchorage has been a huge hassle and a struggle because of how the tides change. There's like 4 different directions that boats will be facing in the anchorage, which makes it really hard because kind of how anchorages usually are supposed to work is that everybody swings together. And our friends the other day that we just met had their anchor get stuck in like cement beams that happened to be under the water. So overall, 0 stars for this anchorage. GoPro's out. We gotta walk the dogs and we gotta see if that mooring ball is available and can we get there in these conditions. Also, it's raining. I'm coming. Come on, Dinka dog. Here you go. Penny. Brett. Do you need your ID? Okay. It is definitely raining on us. 100%. Can you tell we haven't gone on an adventure for long enough?
Because we're willing to go in this.
We're like, let's go in the rain, it'll be fun.
Just say yes, choose to do whatever comes next. Just be brave and come along. I wanna do it all. This or that. Getting drunk on whiskey on a Tuesday night. Or drinking real wine by an open fire.
We want to wait under the shelter until it kind of lightens up because it's a lot. But we need to go check on the boat, like, because it's getting really gusty and the anchorage holding isn't great, so we need to go back. Let's go.
Okay. We needed showers anyway, and our water maker doesn't work, so this is great.
The boat's right here. We're really close to it. It would actually be closer to just swim than to go get our dinghy at the dinghy dock. And we're wet
Significantly,
anyway.
yeah. And we just stand outside and rinse all the salt off.
Definitely be a shortcut.
Whew.
That's our boat.
The ocean's warm compared to this.
Can we jump in?
It's tempting.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, that is a good current. You're like getting swept away.
1, 2, 3.
Making water! Look! It's water! Whoops, sorry.
here's what I ended up doing. You see the blue hose is now coming out of there and running into the bilge. This is where I wanted to put it initially anyway, because that's the deepest through hole. It's in the center of the boat. That's the AC pump right there. So I just basically stole the AC hose, and it worked great. Before, what was happening is it wasn't getting enough water, and so that pump was starving, and it was kind of cycling itself on and off, saying, hey, I don't have enough water, I have enough water. So I put it there, it did fine. It took it a little while to work out all of the air in the system, and then it made water. It went up to 800 PSI just fine. It was putting out like 37 gallons an hour is what the meter said. I didn't have any easy access. I didn't feel like splicing into any of these wires just to test the theory. So what I did to power the boost pump is I ran the power cord all the way up here and actually plugged it into the jackery. And it works great. Now I can get the hoses we need and finish it. Right now I have the entire front bedroom all torn apart because I'm doing the water maker. And gotta do what you gotta do when you need a nap. We are going to make water and fill up some water bottles and put them in the fridge and drink it. That water looks good. Next. Yum.
We brought your tools. Also, check it out.
Hello.
Look what we made.
We just made water.
You did? With
did.
your new water maker?
We did.
I'll let you try it first.
Yeah,
Heavy
exactly.
honors.
Yeah.
Why, thank you.
Does it taste normal?
Wait, you guys didn't try it yet?
No, we want to test it on you to see if you get sick.
Do you guys want to go on a walk? 3 a.m. I just woke up. Want to update everybody, Brett?
Got the water maker pretty much all the way done. I have a cool eye circles.
I'm gonna chase Brett with the camera for a second so you guys can see what's been going on, and then I'm going back to bed. Right now there's not a lot for 2 people to be doing, so I'll go back to sleep and get out of the elbow room, and then I'll do it while you sleep.
That works.
Shift work?
Yeah. Yeah, my work tonight has been mostly handling getting everything plumbed and wired to this panel. Ran a lot of hoses. Oh, I mounted the boost pump, which is like the raw water pump. Clean up the hose. The inlet hose smelled so bad. It smelled so bad that it woke Jade up when I disconnected it.
So what we learned is that with these inlet hoses, that's where the seawater comes into the boat, right? And sometimes with seawater come little teeny tiny critters, but then it comes in with the seawater into the hose. The water stops moving, which makes the little critters die, which makes them decompose, which smells really bad when you open it up. We found that out. Apparently it's super common. So if you're on a boat and you take off your hose and it smells like actual death.
It's because it is.
Yeah.
It's actually death.
Good morning. The project didn't end up getting finished last night like we originally thought because Brett decided to sleep. He ended up going to bed right after I did, and we're pretty much at the same place from the update last night, so we are going to get started on this. We just got up for the day, and we're going to see if we can get this baby done. Make some water, because we're about out of water, and we're also about out of clean clothes, so we need to be able to wash them soon. My task is to get it all set up so that our water can go from the ocean through the water maker, and then this is the part I'm working on, actually get into the water tank. So I'll show you what I'm doing. This is where all the fresh water is going to come out of. Right here under my feet, this is our freshwater tank that we're going to be filling. So I need to get the water from this into that, and what we're going to do is use this, and we're going to screw it in, we're going to attach it through the cap. So worst case scenario, we can always replace the cap. We're not doing anything permanent to our tank. Seems like the best method, safest method for sure, and leaves more room for adjustability later in the future, which is always good. What was the kid show with the plumber? It was like Fix It Felix, but it wasn't. That's like really recent.
Wreck-It Ralph.
It's not. It's like wait. It was like before.
Bob the Builder?
Yeah, that guy.
He was not a plumber.
Well, he probably plumbed things sometimes. I'm gonna be Bob the Builder for a minute. We're about to dinghy to shore to go to our yoga class this morning with Sasha and Raph and Spirit Animal. And Check this out. You almost got it all.
It was
Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Finally got this access port off. This is the access port for the front water tank. Drilled a hole in the top and in the bottom is hollow. And I'm going to take this little port, screw it in there. It's the perfect size, but then I'm also going to use some G-Flex just to glue it in, because it, as I'm noticing with the water up there, I can hear it sloshing around. It definitely is gonna like hit this. So I wanna make sure that this is not going anywhere.
Attaching that last hose to the water tank was the very last step, because now we can get water into the tank for storage when we're making fresh water, which means the water maker is now fully and completely installed. The install is complete. Hallelujah. We can turn seawater into fresh water whenever we decide we want to, if we have enough power. Okay, just for fun, we're gonna pretend Brett is a drop of salt water.
We'll say my finger is a drop of water.
Okay.
So it starts here underneath the boat. We have a through hole that goes through the boat, starts there, goes through the first pump, comes through a tube, runs along the wall, up into here, into the bedroom. The water continues along the wall, goes through 2 pre-filters to filter out any sediment, sand, small critters, stuff like that. Then it comes through, gets pressurized by the high pressure pump to about 800 PSI around, through the 2 membranes to filter out the salt and sediment and everything else to make fresh water. But then it goes along to the panel in my... We adjust the pressure, and assuming everything tests good, we usually have to go to the sink first. That means it comes into our tank. Little faucet here, the water comes out, we can taste it, smell it, make sure everything is all good. Assuming it is, we turn our knob up to send the water to the tank. The water then, instead of going down into the sink, it now goes down and comes around through this white hose along and into our big blue tank.
And then we have enough water to waste on an object lesson. Here's to being self-sustainable.
This was supposed to be like a 2-day project, ended up being like a 2-week project. Some of you commented about putting rubber dampers but underneath the pump, which I have actually ordered them. We're gonna put some there. Little things like that, a couple zip ties, but it is phenomenal. So if you don't have a water maker, you're considering one, strongly consider getting one. We make pretty much exactly 40 gallons an hour, and it takes about roughly 1,500 watts to run both the pumps. Not too bad. The only thing I would say is that if you install one of these or a similar water maker, it didn't come with that valve to be able to send it to the sink or to the tank. I think it's crazy if you don't do that, personally.
We've had some stinky water come out of the filters initially.
Yeah, because those pre-filters get gross, because the water we're in right now is disgusting.
At this point, I think I would say that we are 99% done with our whole water cleansing process projects for making seawater very drinkable. The next thing, which will be the last step, is to install one more filtration specifically for our drinking water, and it'll have its own faucet. So we want to get like a drink of water, we'll get it out of the drinking water faucet. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to do one more carbon filter, and then it's going to do UV filtration. So if anything is in our tanks, or if something breaks, or
something in the line.
Honestly, it's just like a really good like backup, secondary, make sure that we're drinking really clean water.
Until then, thank you guys for watching.
We really appreciate all of you guys, and we appreciate you for just subscribing and being awesome and giving us recommendations and hounding us for not doing the rubber plate to save our pumps. Yep, we appreciate all of you guys, and yeah, if you enjoy our videos and haven't yet, consider subscribing, and we will see you next time. Love you.
Yeah.
Hear that? Oh wait, wrong way.